effort are we to connect with people?
There we go. So we got, Kate, I'm gonna lean in here.
Hi!
All right, we got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
This one needs to be fixed.
Which one? This one? How do I fix it? You just gotta lean in.
I'm not here.
No, don't touch it. It's really tricky. You got this
I
down.
am going to touch it because it doesn't work.
What do you mean? We have 3 different cameras. What do you expect?
Oh boy. I'm not happy with this. You know when I'm not happy with something, I'd rather even just... Sorry, everybody. Which one is this?
That's Facebook.
Oh, see, and that's my favorite one. Everyone knows I love Facebook.
You're gonna use that. You're gonna use that in a little bit.
What?
You're gonna use this in a little bit. Here.
Everybody just enjoy my double chin for a little bit. Hey, Facebook world. Okay. See, and look, it's like half the ceiling. That's dumb.
We gotta take
I
it
do
down.
not like this.
Perfect.
Everybody's getting an inside view
There
of
we go.
my bossy personality. I don't like any of it.
This is what it is.
This is how I am when I'm a really nice person, but I get very particular when it comes to like when I'm at a show or something, like a vendor event, and I have like a vision of what I want, and it's like almost like nails on a chalkboard when
There, I
it's
tipped that one down a bit. See those epic lollipops that I use?
a good team.
Happy wife, happy.
Quarantine life, which we'll talk about that today, I think. I'm not.
Hi everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got 3 things to look at. Nobody's looking at YouTube, so this is an experiment.
Yeah.
But really, we have.
I didn't know. I realized recently that there's a huge amount of people on YouTube that,
She just realized that.
well, pretty recently. I was like, oh,
She
people
has-
are hanging out on YouTube.
She has 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I think she should. We should probably use that a little bit. Say hi. Socialize.
I appreciate that people even care a little bit about anything in our life. So anyways,
You got her?
good morning, everybody. Yeah, hi.
There.
Oh,
What a
yeah,
week. This
we
was-
can't forget about Tiger King. Okay, if you have watched Tiger King during this cultural phenomenon of quarantine,
YouTube's watching.
YouTube, and then this is Facebook here.
That's Facebook. That's Instagram. So.
Why I see you did. I want this.
That's where I had it before.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Nope, I like it just one. Have you guys been watching Tiger King? I have like a spoof in my head of Tiger King that I really want to do. I watched it and I couldn't look away. I've seen multiple opinions about it. Some people think it is like a waste of brain cells to watch or a waste of time. There's something about it that is absolutely like you will get sucked in real fast. If you after this we need to look into tripods.
What, three device tripods?
Okay, stop now.
I don't know if they exist. Just stop touching it. This is what it is, okay, Kate?
Yeah.
This is it. This is it.
So, how much of the episodes did you watch? Because we started
I
watching
was
it
in the middle.
together, and then I took off with
Well,
them.
you started at the beginning, and I watched a little bit of the middle, and then I really don't care. It's like, yeah, cool, but I really don't care.
You're with one half of the country. Well, I would say a quarter of the country that is like, no way.
I care more about what I'm doing right now.
Oh, and I don't care about the world.
No, me. I'm being selfish. Like, I just don't want to sit and watch it. So.
Well, you have better things to do. I don't know. We all do, but for me, when I know like I have a pile of laundry to fold and an office to clean and meals to cook or whatever.
In the bed.
I said piles of laundry. Can we call it? That's the friendly way of saying my clutter and mess in my room right now. But, watching Tiger King sounds like a much better idea than taking care of all that stuff that I hate doing, like folding clothes. So anyways, what a phenomenon, right, guys?
Or there's some
Oh, Sally says no. There were some things on there that were really horrifying, and I just imagine these producers going in to capture stories about this big cat world and then walking into such a mess.
Yeah, so
It was one mess right after another.
Kate said it was supposed to be like black whale.
Blackfish.
Blackfish.
The SeaWorld documentary that like took down the.
So that was their intentions. Like they always talk about intentions, right? So their expectations, I should say, were to do that, and it turned into whatever that was. That was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely wasn't a documentary to take down big cats. It was, OM goodness.
Carol Baskin is mad now. She's like, that was supposed to be about something else entirely. I was like, but Carol Baskin, when we interviewed you guys, it was crazy and we couldn't look away. I mean, how can you even stay on topic when you've got that literal circus going around you? Anyways, so quarantine. This is our third week coming back to this, so we're about 3 weeks in.
Mm-hmm. Or is it like 2 full weeks, 3 weekends?
Yeah, it's like that.
Is it like
yes.
that? Okay.
So,
Somebody say we live kind of near the highway. Ooh, ambulance. Everybody's okay. The roads, so we got dumped on yesterday. I don't know, I think we got like 6 inches on.
At least.
It got less as you went east, more as you went west, but man, I just hope people are driving safe.
So Jacob is working from home.
When I can.
He had to go in a couple days this past Tuesday, Wednesday.
Essential things.
And we started distance learning.
I don't want to say essential now, because that essential to me is like real essential, like real people, like.
Well, it's amazing.
I don't.
We're jumping around, but
yeah.
It's amazing that doctors and nurses and care providers are
essential,
but also essential employees are dollar store employees and grocery store employees and.
I'm part of manufacturing, so that's where
considered
we're deemed essential.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, and then distance learning started on Monday. So, I am a licensed teacher, K through 8. I taught.
I don't want to have memories on Monday. That was like one of the.
Yeah. I taught in the public schools for 8 years, 4 as a sub, 4 as it was at least 8 years, and 4 as a classroom teacher, teaching middle school, 7th grade, loved it. And this is way harder than anything I've ever experienced, which, let me explain, because I've had so many people message me about, Kate, school is only supposed to take like 2 hours a day, and it's like, times 5. Times 5. Now, there are things we can do together. There are things they can do independently, but the management of it and and we do have kids that have extra needs. I think every kid is individualized in the way they learn, but some of ours just need a little extra attention and so first of all, the schools, I have taught teachers things before, and it is hard. I've taught adults things, and it is hard to teach adults things. Don't get me wrong, but when you are trying to teach adults, all of a sudden they forget what it's like to be a teacher. I'm just saying, like, they talk when the teacher's trying to. I was a teacher. I was in those trainings where it was like, oh, we're acting just like our students. Look at that. But the teachers had to learn things real fast. How to do online learning.
They did great.
They got some teachers put together literally like a packet of stuff for the kids to do. Some have it all laid out online. I mean, the organization and the planning that had to go into that and the learning, I'm blown away. And each of my kids was taken care of by their teachers. But then it's like my job to intercept that.
That's why I want to like make sure people don't discount. Like we really respect. Like you guys, Roseau, wow.
Well, yes, and teachers everywhere. Like this is crazy. It's like being told, keep doing your jobs, but now you have to have one hand tied behind your back and juggle this in the other hand.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. And then
we're thankful.
Totally. So they had to learn all this technology, plan weeks in advance or whatever. And
they had 8 days. That's all they had.
I know.
Like from this to going, okay, now figure this out.
I just can't. I wish it was just. I can imagine it was a logistical nightmare. And then so then they need to intercept it or they need to pass it on to the parents, which is where we come in, and hope it goes well.
Well, I heard too, the kids only had one day with their iPads to learn all this. Like, here's your login, here's this. It's like, holy moly!
A lot of the kids are very familiar with iPads.
No, but like to learn all the apps, to know where they're at, to learn different logins,
How
like
to use them.
log in and use this. It's like they have like different logins for all this stuff. It's like my head was spinning. I was home on day one.
Could hear me yelling.
Well, no, and I wanted to help too. I mean, I was working from home. I'm like, okay, in between meetings, I can help along, you know. So I took Ridge under my wing because and I tried to help Nelson as well. And then, oh my gosh, day one was.
For us, it's just hard because I've always, from the minute that we had all 5 kids together in Haiti, I said it's like watching 5 different TV shows at the same time and trying to keep track. And that was, what, 6 years ago when we did that? 7 years ago?
Yeah, crazy.
And it's been like that ever since times 10. So while they're all close in age, we have a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader, and a 7th grader, and a toddler. So, but I don't want to be doing this from 8 in the morning till 6 at night. And that's what Tuesday became.
That was day 2.
That was day 2, where it was like almost I had a trauma response or something. It was like, that was really hard. And I have done a lot of hard things in my life, but getting my kids through school on that Tuesday, I posted that picture of just like feeling so defeated. And then I had to think, wait, but I don't even have a job where I have to be outside the house or working at I could say, Sensi, I'm not working you today. And that's a huge privilege I have. I cannot work my business on Tuesday. I need to be with my family. That's a huge privilege. What about the people who had to work 12 hours at the hospital and then come home and teach their kids? Yeah. I'm going, this is hard. And if it's hard for me, I know it's hard for a lot of other people. And then, people sent the things like, Kate, it's only supposed to be 2 hours, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I know, but 2 hours per kid adds up to a lot. And and it's just, I don't know. It was hard. But then you get to wake up the next day and try it again, and it gets a little easier, and it got a little easier and a little easier. And then you also, for me, I just have to lower the bar. Kate, I think, if you guys know the Enneagram, I know number 3, somebody said, Kate, it was really easy for you to do the number 3 character, which is an achiever. Now, I greatly exaggerated number 3 in my Enneagram video, but every test I take, it puts me at a 3, at least in some way, like half 3. 3 is an achiever. I don't want to do this halfway. I want to do school, and I want to prove that I can do it. And that's just my personality. And so to be like, well, just do what you can. Just do what you can in my world when it relates to the school thing is like failure. So I got to take it easy on myself and just try again. And if something didn't work, try it a different way the next time. I've paired kids up. Okay, so what are you? You're like, screw it all.
Like, opt out. Peace out.
He's like, yes, quit school. We don't want to do this anymore. I was like, that's not an option.
That was my option.
But here's the deal. It's not that it's all, it's just like there are joys in it. I love that I get to hear my kids learn, see what they're learning, experience what they're learning with them. That's cool. I was working with one of our kids about math. I'll just say, our 2nd grader. And the worksheet for math had all different concepts on it. And he's good at math. He's great. Okay, I noticed he rushes through things. And coins and counting money was really tricky for him.
I was
and coin identification, I was like, oh, hold up. And this is where where homeschool moms are like, this is the magic of homeschool.
Now you can spend time on it.
I can, first of all, say Maggie, take your time. You know this, don't rush through. So, I could make him go back and slow down, and I could be like, now, instead of moving on to the next topic, let's spend some more time on coin identification and counting coins and all that. And he loved it. And for me, I could meet his specific need in that way. So that has been great. The extra time with my kids and us learning how to work together in this way is great. So So it's not all bad, but it was a lot of work. So going in, I still feel like we're not in a groove. It's only been 5 days of it. Um, but and also each teacher has a little bit different way of doing things. So I mean, between all of our kids, I think we have 14 different teachers we're working with, and I don't even know if that's counting music and gym, which I feel really bad, but that might, like, we'll get to music eventually, but right now, that's not.
You know what I
we're-
did?
What? Oh, stop. See, he's like the just forget it all, and I'm like, no, we can do this all. We're gonna check every box. I don't know okay, let's see what people are saying. My girls have adjusted pretty well to online learning, and oh, Samantha says she likes it better. There are so many pros to it, I must say. And I bet our school will never be the same. I bet when they go back, I just imagine that they're going to be using these platforms a lot more. Yes, I have friends that are struggling because of work. Yes, I just don't know how people do it all. Oh, somebody's scared to watch Tiger King. I don't know, guys. It's something like, and you almost shouldn't watch it alone because for me, I watched it and I was like, I need to talk about this. It was almost like reading a good book and you just need to be in a book club or something. It's like, did anybody else just watch? This is why I like social media because I can talk to people about Tiger King. It was so crazy. There was a part though that I will be forever angry about is when Joe Exotic. There was I'm pretty particular about birth, humans and animals apparently, because that baby cub was born and he took a big pole, shoved it in the cage, and took the bait, like hooked the baby away from its mom. I was like, oh, he did not. Like that baby needs to be with his mom, but instead he's gonna stick a bottle in it and go make a ton of money showing off the baby animals to people. Anyways, that show has all sorts of questionable things. I could not look away. Okay, a project. I want to talk to you guys. I posted. So when we knew our local businesses were gonna shut down, I thought, okay, like we are gonna get really bored, and I'd love to throw some love to our local businesses before they have to close. So
Wait, pause that.
yeah, what?
I'm a little, I don't like the board thing. Like there's always like hashtag bored at home. It's like, how are you? I don't know. I'm like the opposite. I'm like I'm not bored. Like I feel like we have so much to do, or my personally, I can't even like, I don't know. How are you bored right
It
now?
comes down to personality. You love being home and doing nothing.
Nothing. I got so much to do.
Well,
That's the thing.
You like being home. For us, for me,
I do love
this
it.
is
Honestly, I love being home. This is great.
this is wonderful. This is
I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
And
We've talked
I
about
will
that.
definitely I would do this for weeks and weeks. I feel bad in my job 'cause I can't do it as well. Internet.
And I enjoy working from
Yeah,
home in a sense, but I also don't like feeling restricted. I don't like that we can't just go out for pizza or go to a movie.
And I'll
That's
be like,
sad
let's
to
order
me.
in every time. Let's just order in. Stay home.
I love going to things like church and seeing people, and so this is weird to me. And I just like literally we're gonna be the 8 of us inside for who knows how long together.
That's where we guys gotta get the snow out of here because we were outside.
We
and
need
I
to
love
be able to
being
do
outside.
something
I love being
besides-
outside. I don't want to be inside, but I love being in our. I love just being a homebody. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. So
Great.
I'm not bored. I don't have any hashtag boredom. Nothing. I got so much to do. I can't even stand.
I haven't been bored for 10 years.
That's what I mean. There's no boredom. It's just how do you?
I just knew we needed time to
Right.
kill. Like, there's no activities, there's nothing to go to anymore. So we need to be able to
Fill that
entertain
time,
ourselves
yes.
besides watching Netflix.
And that's what
and-
I'm. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing.
So, anyways, I was a quilter before kids.
Oh, this was like we moved to the area, and Kate turned into a 60-year-old lady.
60-year-old.
I don't know, 40,
All my friends,
50,
all my
whatever
friends
they
were.
How old were they when you went to the quilt?
They certainly weren't Generation Xers. They were.
Oh.
They were just my first friends. They were so precious to me. I'd say they were all 50 and above.
Yeah.
And which we're getting really close to that being
30. We're 30s. Darn it.
still. And then I didn't substitute teaching hadn't picked up. I didn't have a job technically, so I was like, well, people don't learn crafts anymore. So I said maybe I'll learn how to sew.
Yeah. Where'd you?
Quilts.
What made you do that?
I just knew that
You
like
did you have a job coming here?
no, because we moved here in October, And then I turned in my papers to sub, and they sat in a desk for a while and didn't get moved
The
on.
market was tough then, for like
Teaching was really competitive.
really competitive.
So I was in my little like 300 square foot apartment with a cat and nothing to do. Not even a cat yet.
You
So
have a kid,
I was like, the art of quilting, it seems to be like disappearing. Or like if we don't learn it, who
And you
will?
just stumbled into the quilt shop.
I called and she said, "Come on in." And when I walked in, she said, "Well, how about you learn to do a table runner right now?" And I was like,
That was really
"Okay."
cool. Yeah, I remember that.
And
first table.
okay, so that was in the fall. By Christmas, everybody in my family had a quilt.
Yeah.
That like
Kate was.
the number 3 in me, the achiever. I was like,
I didn't know sewing machines cost so much. I didn't know a pair of scissors. Where are those scissors?
I don't even know how we afforded it.
We didn't. We went into debt.
No, we did not. No, we did not.
That table, yeah, that table we went into debt for. Remember, you paid that off every week. Every week you paid off more of the table.
That was years later,
That was an
though.
epic
Give me a
table.
break. I did end up working for the quilt store. Anyways, stupid story. But no, we bought, and she let me borrow a machine for a while.
That's true. Yeah. And you got your own Janome.
I just remember this is how I realized I'm probably a true number 3 is I learned to quilt and I was like, I don't want to just quilt. I want to be like.
You don't do halfway. You go all.
I'm like, I want to be featured in a quilt magazine someday for my work. That's crazy stupid. Like, I mean, it's not stupid. You dream high, but I was like, I love this so much. I just want to like spread it to the world. That's how I am with anything I love. I'm just like, I want everybody to have it. So, anyways, I was like, I'm gonna be on the cover of magazines teaching quilting to the whole world. And then I had kids, and it went like this. So I did, no excuse, but I did put it away for a while.
Well, yeah,
I made most of the kids each have their own baby quilt.
Yep.
Anyways, so before we were going to go on lockdown, I went to Past Treasures, which is our new quilt store in town, and I got a pattern from Etsy, and we made this quilt as a family. This was supposed to be a little project for Charlotte, and we found out, got real bored of it. She's more of a color outside the lines kind of girl.
Oh, but she was always a cute little thing. Like she's
Yeah.
super creative.
You got to find that out
But
about
like
her.
the
My boys love this.
what's the word of like doing them
What? She doesn't like the monotonous.
monotony?
Yeah, like she doesn't like just like I have
That's
to
the word I was
sew. I have to sew another straight line again.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
So
She might
I
not be.
relieved her of her duties. She had her part in this, and then Addison and the boys, and even Vera Beth got
I
to
heard
like.
Vera last night like pushing on the pedal and clapping
Yeah,
for
then
it.
she'd go. Okay, so I want to tell you guys, any craft that you're interested in doing, this is such a Rachel Hollis thing to do, but like anything you want to learn, you can learn for free on the internet.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you wanted to learn how to sew,
YouTube. Everywhere.
YouTube, okay, and you will say like, hey, I don't have a sewing machine or I don't have a rotary cutter. So this is a rotary cutter. All right. I don't have the right rulers. If you have, okay, or a sewing machine, ask. If you don't have something, I don't know what would keep people from asking, maybe, but for me, it's like, if it were me, I would go on Facebook or
Sell and
whatever,
swap and say.
sell and swap,
In search for a.
in search of a sewing machine to use for the next month. You guys don't
Yeah.
even know how
They're
many
sitting
people
in closets.
have one
Yeah.
sitting in a closet. That's what I do for almost everything because we're frugal and practical. Why buy something when somebody has it laying around? So most things I try to say, does anybody have this? Or I'm willing to purchase this if you have one laying around. What's something that I did that with lately? Something for the kids.
You borrowed something?
No, I just put it out there and I said, if anybody has one of these, I'd like to buy it. And I got it like that. It was great. Now I can't even remember what it was.
Clothes all the time, but I
Clothes often.
I can't think of it.
There was something pretty big. I'll think of it. It's
Like,
not
oh,
bothering me.
I remember the Nerf guns.
Nerf guns was one.
That was a huge
I
one.
had a friend say, buy used Nerf guns and then just buy new
Darts.
darts. So
We got a
it's like-
massive
it's
bin
like-
of Nerf guns.
for like a fraction of the price. So anyways, and that's the other thing. So ask if there's like a quilt or like a project you want to do, but you don't feel like you have the resources financially or just physically to have the things in your possession. Ask. Just ask. If somebody, I'm trying to think what I have sitting around here that I haven't used forever. If somebody needed it, I'd be like, yeah, come get it. in a heartbeat. And then you can learn whatever you want. I kind of want to get into calligraphy. That's something I could learn on YouTube for free. Honestly, my grandma did calligraphy, and that would mean a lot to me. So, like the fact that my family is quilting together, another benefit of this quarantine. That's not something we never would have done otherwise. I never would have
And
picked
I
it
just
up
want to make sure
again.
we're not perfect. I mean, we definitely are
Oh my
screen
gosh.
zombies, but we're
Yes. Can we
trying.
talk about?
We're trying. Oh darn it, to get out and
Yeah.
do stuff. Before the snow, man, we were outside playing. I was playing pig with the boys. We were having big competitions. We had a blast. They were doing like off the scooter shots. Like they're on their scooter trying to do one-handed shots.
Mm-hmm. That's the other
and
thing.
the snow hit. I'm like everything.
I don't know if we would be outside playing basketball as a family if we weren't
And Addie learning
bored.
to skateboard.
Yes, Addie's
Out of the
learning to
blue,
skateboard.
like
Mhm.
she's like actually like learning to skateboard, just
Yeah.
back and forth.
I think we're seeing the benefits of the hardship of having to stay home. I mean, it's like the benefits of this pandemic are that we are having to get creative with how we spend our time, and we're going back to basics. It's like, oh yeah, let's go play basketball. Let's learn how to make a quilt. Let's
Learn how to skateboard.
learn how to skateboard. Things like that.
Getting obsessed about one wheels. I'm obsessed with. That's all I want.
There's this one wheel skateboard.
You guys, anybody know about one wheels? I'm sure not one of you do, but if you do, I want one. I don't know why. I have these fantasies of like riding it with the kids and going to the park. Yeah, I'm sure it won't happen. Talking about us being frugal,
Make
and
it happen.
I want to spend that money on it.
Oh,
skateboard.
look at what Gina Lee says.
What?
I'm finding it very hard with my boys that are
Oh,
high
hi.
functioning autistic
Yeah.
and have IEPs.
Yeah.
Yes.
We feel
Okay,
for you.
Gina,
That's tough.
I'm just gonna say, if you have a kid on an IEP, know that I would reach out to their teacher, because this is what I did. I just said, can you spare some time working with my kids? Because
Or FaceTime or whatnot. Right?
yeah, like over FaceTime, because that's their job, and they're an expert at it, and they're used to doing that every day. So I just said, can we just
That was great.
it was huge. It was
Yeah.
great for my kid
Yep.
because they were able to be back in like a comfort zone. Not that they're not
Well, they're
comfortable with us, but it's like something
Smiling.
so
I mean,
familiar.
they're so happy.
And then learning in the way that they're used to learning. That's hard on our kids. Like my teaching style is different than what they're used to day in and day out.
My teaching style doesn't exist. I just yell. So that's not good.
So anyways, don't be afraid to reach out. Our teachers are spread thin, but don't be afraid, because especially if they're like resource room special education teachers, their caseload, I think they would be thrilled at the chance to work with their students
What'd you
in
do your
that
nails?
sense.
I just noticed these.
Oh, they're
Well,
awful.
I did one. Yeah, they're pretty sparkly.
Quarantine nails,
Quarantine
guys.
nails.
I don't know. I was
Maybe you
treating
should-
myself to gel polish for a long time. Now I can't have a
Oh,
way
what
of
a
getting
shame.
them up. So then,
Hey, Kate. Work from home. School
yes,
too.
okay.
We did school in the late afternoon.
So she says,
Yeah.
I can't see
In
your
the
whole
evening.
comment, but
That's
they
interesting.
do school in the evening, which I'm sure a lot of people are doing that. It's like kind of like our homework time. But our evenings used to be homework time, and now those are free, so that's kind of nice. But yes, homeschool.
That's one I could. Yeah, if we can get this stuff done like we've been doing the last few days.
I like
then
getting
our
done before
evenings are
lunch.
like, especially when the weather was nice. It's like we can actually be outside and go do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a knife nut, crazy. I had like the boys like pick out one of my knives, and we went out to the wood and we made spears, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean that was like, I'm trying to like do fun things like that. Be more of a cool dad.
Yeah, it's been fun to see like the kids, like this has been a bonding experience. But don't get us wrong, there
Yeah.
have been some ugly moments. I mean, not
Well, hey,
embarrassing.
they're really getting good at Zelda. I'll tell you that. All the kids have been playing the Switch, and they're kicking my butt at Zelda. So that's good.
There have been moments where, honestly, in a marriage, we're not used to being around each other all day long, every day.
It's been bliss. What are you talking about?
It's been fantastic,
You're gonna
but
have
there are
morning- you're gonna have
moments.
coffee every morning. Happy.
There are moments where I'm doing my mom thing, because I'm used to doing that.
When I come
all
out of my
day
little
long.
office,
He comes out and inserts himself in my routine and my business and my methods, and I was like,
it's a bad idea.
honey, back off. which is not appropriate at all. But yeah, quarantine nails. People are. You should show them off in the comments for sure. Yeah, because I have gel polish with color street nails on top, and they're all chipping off. I mean, it's just gross. But anyways, yes. So us figuring out how to exist in the same space all day, every day.
Right.
And but do you know? And a benefit, back to benefits, it has been exhilarating to watch him work, and dare I say, sexy. It's like I don't get to go to his work ever. There's never a take your wife to work day. So I wish there was.
You got to see actually what I do.
Yeah, I get to be kind of like a fly on the wall and hear him talk about like windows and special coatings and handles and designs and see these crazy blueprint things that I have no idea about. And then he's like this master of windows and doors, and I was like, ooh, look at you. It's like fun seeing him in his element, so that's a perk. I get to see him at
now
work.
I'm all like, ooh.
Aw.
That makes me happy.
Good, yeah. No, I can see, it just has given me insight.
I do love my job. I do really love it.
I can see how you feel like a rock star at work and then come home and feel like you're drowning.
Yeah?
I get it
That's
now.
a fact.
Like I get
That's
why
a fact.
people sometimes, why you hear about people spending a little extra time at work on purpose, or because I'm listening to him and he's like in church, he knows what he's doing, like he is rocking it out, confident. And then I know that to come home sometimes and our world is buzzing around here and you don't know how to insert yourself, or when you do, you have a wife that is like, oh, we're not doing it that way, we're gonna do it this way, or whatever. And then doing dishes and the lot, just all of our home life, not that it's awful, but it's different and it's can be crazy. I get why. I can see how people get frazzled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's every day.
I know, and that's a reality, and that's
Work is my little.
us being vulnerable.
When I'm at work, it's my pod. I'm ultra, like I am email inbox zero person. Like every email has a home. My desk is actually
Very
a mess right now,
controlled.
but it's very controlled. It's my space, and I control it. And I come home and we got 6 kids. Well, I
It's
mean,
like nothing is predictable. in our
I
home.
can't. I don't know why my expectations are different. I grew up though as mainly an only child. My mom, insane clean freak. Insane clean freak. Like I had to dust my room every week, make my bed every day, do my own laundry. Like I was on a regimen. So yeah, it's just different. And I mean, we've been married for 17 years, and I'm still figuring it out.
So he has 0 emails in his inbox. I have like 96,000.
No, right now, actually, I have like 20 right now, and it's like driving me nuts. So on Monday morning, I'm gonna go and I filter. I put every email in a folder so I can find it.
You can see the floor on Jake's side of the bedroom. You cannot see the floor on my side of the bedroom.
My laundry is all put away, and so it's okay though.
I think
Opposites
we should
attract.
go. We could be like a marriage retreat couple or something.
Oh,
Oh,
ignore limit.
I wonder how. Remind me in 15 minutes. Oh, that means
I hope I didn't like kill.
we should
kill us.
probably
Okay.
get off.
No, we're just
Okay.
been 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. When did Facebook start doing that?
No, it's my phone, and I have a limit on. I set my own social limits to my apps. so like Jacob, get off the app. You've been on it for an hour already today. So I actually try to do that.
Interesting. I don't even know what you're talking about. Just how we are so different, yet we have a perfect marriage.
It's
so
perfect.
not
I'm
perfect.
reading comments.
We're so different, yet we have a marriage that works.
Miss Bufflin, excited that we're doing this. It's been we've been trying to get back
Well,
on.
I want to be you, Danielle. She has a radio gig, and my
That's
dad.
pretty epic.
I think I would love to be radio I don't know. When you think about if you had to do it all over again, what would you want to do? If you had to do it all over again, what would you choose to go into? And I go between like being a financial advisor, going into
Financial advisor.
yes.
Well, and we did enjoy our time with Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, like helping people get on the path to financial security, which I don't think that's how most people live. And then being in some kind of production, like TV production, news production, and I totally get that from my dad. Or like some kind of like not entertainment, but I don't, I don't know, somewhere in like media
Yeah.
and production. I really
I know
like
your dad told me once
news.
when I first met him, I had, he liked my voice, but he said, I have a face for radio. And I always took that to
He did not say that to you.
heart.
You're funny. Face for radio.
I love that joke.
Oh, funny.
You want me to scratch your back?
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I would still want to be a teacher too, but I
Can't do it all,
You
Kate.
can't do it all. I would still want to be a Sensi director. I don't know. Things that like, yeah, I don't know. I just, be interesting.
All right, we're at
So-
35 minutes. We've been
okay,
we've
we
been
better
talking
go.
for a while.
My
Well, I
parents-
know you want to talk about
Okay.
being a clean freak. I think we should do at least a quick demo. If you guys are stuck at home,
This is a
washing your
question.
hands, yelling at your kids to keep the bathroom
Notice I
clean.
just touched my nose too. That good.
Touching your faces.
I saw a headline today that said, it's one thing to say like wash your hands a lot, but to get people to stop touching their face is really hard.
It's really hard.
I don't know.
They say beards are bad too, but I don't want to.
So here I go again. It's like, all right, so I get questions about the difference between our bathroom cleaner and our counter clean. Yep, these two products. And I'm going to show you. So,
I really wish. I'm sorry, Sensi, but I wish you would have put a different color head on.
oh, yeah, you have to be a good reader. Because one says bathroom, one says counter clean. So, can you hold this up for me, Mr. Lundquist? Other way. All right, so our counter clean is amazing. We've seen this. People are using it to like clean their sofas, clean fabric, whatever. It's very basic. I shouldn't say it. It's very wonderfully spelling cleaner, and it does amazing things. And the bathroom cleaner came out after it, and notice how it looks different.
Foaming action.
Has foaming action.
Whoa, we're dripping here. Okay.
It's okay. So this is what I do. I know when I showered yesterday, because yes, I showered. Any of you with me? Like
Proud of
once a
you.
week over here. I noticed some soap scum. So what I did is this is specially formulated. Gosh, that smells good. This is aloe water and cucumber, my favorite.
Really good.
One of my favorites. If you're not gonna do a citrus, go for aloe water and cucumber. So I noticed soap scum all over our door. So I spray it near the top, and then it like trickles down. And the key to this is it's specially formulated for like soap scum, rust, whatever, all that icky stuff that builds up. Spray it at the top, and then it kind of
Does
it's like
its
a
thing.
slow moving train over all of it. Let it sit for a hot minute.
Trickle down.
And
Trickle
then
down
you
foaming
scrub, and you get it clean, and it smells amazing. Like it's just win-win. I really like coconut lemongrass in the kitchen right now. And I've been diffusing our lots of lemon oil.
I love it. Just so I talk about my mom being a clean freak. Like
Does it remind you of home?
it reminds me of always dusting, always having lemony.
That was
scents.
not something in my life that we did, and you can tell.
Well, Kate,
It's not a strength. It's
yeah,
not a strength.
y'all having a good time. I hope y'all do.
Y'all,
I don't know why
we're
I'm
all of a
saying
sudden not from northern Minnesota. We don't say y'all, we say you guys. Hope you guys are having a good day.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Stay safe out there, okay? All
Well,
right.
okay, here's gonna be really fun. So we're gonna try to
Tuesday.
shut off all three of these at once. All right.
I'll go wash my hands now. We're fine. Everybody have a great day.
Excuse-
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for socializing with us.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Danielle. So sweet. She says, I'm so glad you're doing this again. Me too. It brings me life. Gives me a reason to, I'm not saying my family doesn't, but gives me a reason to put earrings in. Because it's like, I'm home. Nobody's going to see me. Truth be told, I wore the same thing yesterday. Nobody really knows unless they keep track of my clothes and pictures, which
Hack our
nobody
cameras.
does. Yeah. Anyways,
Whoa. All right, I'll do this.
talk to you guys later. Bye.
Oh, wait, we should see it. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I don't know how to turn this one off.
I don't know.
X.
Maybe. It must be.